Yo, okay, everybody knows my favorite day is Wednesday, but right next to it is Thursday, Thorsday. Yo, the man of thunder, the god of thunder. So we're going to come in here thunderous. And you know what's going to make part of that thunderous is that we got special guests. But before we get to that, let's talk about hello, nerds, and welcome to GeekBeast, part of the Geekish Network. This is your daily rundown of geek news from geeks that look like you, geeks that look like me, and geeks that look like my man over here below to the side of me. I don't really know where the graphics are. Yo, special guest, Paulo. What's going on with you, fam? Welcome to the family, man.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Hey, man,
Nothing
happy
much. Just
Thursday.
yeah.
Yo, I
Trying to
have
bring the
checked
hammer
your
down.
resume. I have checked your resume, and you, sir, are geek satisfied. You know how I know? Because any man that will willingly create a Mario Kart 64 tournament, knowing that there's going to be some fighting, some beer being thrown, and somebody's daughter and son getting cussed out willingly, yo, you got to be certified, man. Yo, speak on your geek resume to the masses, please.
Oh man. Well, speaking of the tournament, what you call it? We're called Tiger Knee. It's a brewyard. The tournament's called Brewyard Brawls at our local brewery here at Brewyard
Mhm.
in Burbank, Glendale, and we hold it every first or third Thursday of the month. And what better way to dominate your friends but on Mario Kart 64 while you're drinking beer, and eating delicious tacos. That's how you show your
Yo,
superiority. You know,
thank you.
That's-
Thank you. I'm
yeah,
glad you said that because Mario Kart, damn it, is a game of dominance. It's about
it is.
shit talking and watching your foes wither beneath the wheel of your Mario Kart, fam.
Mm.
Oh, I'm actually looking forward to doing this and destroying any hopes of creating new friends. Hey, so if this is your first time to the show, we cover the Geek News Beat and we share our opinions with you. I am your host, Sintel. And, you might as well just go ahead and jump in some of this geek news because every day something's jumping off the screen regarding it. So you about ready for that?
Yep, let's go.
All right. So, if there's one thing there are a lot of, it is Star Wars games. And there was a fabled one that was being created way back in the day called Star Wars 1313. Well, new footage of that canceled Star Wars game has revealed unfinished Boba Fett gameplay. Boba Fett. I'm sorry, I know people are really sensitive about how you pronounce Boba Fett's name. This is coming out right around the time when the series has had some critical reviews, good and bad, and now we see an unfinished Boba Fett game to kind of like seal the deal. How you feel about the timing and or the game in general?
Well, I mean, it would have been cool if they came out with kind of like a Red Dead Redemption kind of Boba Fett game, and that's what it kind of looks like. I checked out like some of the footage that did come out,
Mm.
and it kind of coincides with this like really old news of them trying to do like way before Lucasfilm tried to do a show that was about the underbelly of Coruscant.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
around right around the same time as this game was being made, but I mean, Star Wars games have been fun.
Yeah.
Fallen Order was great.
Yeah.
The show right now, Book of Boba Fett, I'm personally enjoying it. Granted,
Mm.
it's kind of not really as focused as I'd want it to be, but we did get an awesome Mandalorian segue last night, so that was great.
Right. There's something
Yeah.
ironic that the best episode of the Boba Fett series may not necessarily have anything to do with Boba Fett at all. There's something mildly funny about that.
Yeah.
Hey, I did check out some of the footage as well, and a lot of it reminded me. It had feels of an Uncharted kind of feel. There's a couple of scenes of Boba Fett running through. It looks like a platformer-ish kind of thing. He's kind of chasing somebody, falling through windows and stuff. It's hard to really get a good idea of just how good it could have looked because a lot of the footage was like testing type footage, but it
Mhm.
did seem to be kind of like on par for the type of games that we were enjoying back in 2012. This was a really, really old project that came out from back in the day. Based off of what you've seen and based off of the hype of the internet, because the internet and especially Twitter has ways of bringing the dead back when it comes to content, would you want to see them go back down these go back down the path of trying to get this game up and running again?
That would be pretty cool. I mean, it'd be pretty cool to see like a Star Wars game that's removed from like the central thing of Jedi and Sith and everything like that, and explore more of like the bounty hunters and the syndicates and stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah,
it looks great, and
yeah.
I mean, maybe a hot take, but I'm kind of tired of Jedi's a little bit. The galaxy is gigantic, and there's so much
Right.
more than glowing lightsabers. You know what I mean?
You know what? I don't think you're the only one that feels that way, and I really do believe that is why some of the properties that we've seen changing regarding like the Mandalorian and of course Boba Fett in
Yeah.
general are kind of like moving away from the Jedi Order. Is there any properties within the Star Wars cinematic space or even video games that you would like to see have some life breathed in it cinematically? Like for example, for me, I love Knights of the Old Republic as an example.
Oh, that would be great. That would be great. But my one big push that I want to see happen is Solo 2.
Mm,
That's me, just
mm,
me. I love Solo. Solo was great, and I think it just like suffered the unfortunate timing of coming out after Last Jedi. Because if it didn't come out after
mm.
Last Jedi, I think people would have like loved Solo as much as I did. Because it's
Right.
great. It was a lot of fun, and I can't say that dude's name, but the actor made it his own. He didn't have to He didn't have to be Harrison Ford. You know what I mean? Like, and
Right.
we finally
Right.
saw Chewie in like full action, and it was a lot of fun.
Right, that's very true. Yo, that is very true. To me, that's a really good point that you brought up. I think the timing of it was really bad. I think had it came out like during the Disney Plus era, where you can kind of like choose if you want to see a movie like that at home
Mm.
or at the theater, I think it would have done pretty well in today's era. And then coming off like the bad taste in people's mouths that you said regarding the previous movie, it was tough for it to win. We weren't fully invested in like the offshoots. I did like what was the one where they had to blow up
Rogue
the
One was
radio? Rogue
incredible.
One, golly, yes. That one. I thought that was gonna set the tone. I really enjoyed it, but Disney kind of
I mean, the
has a
funny
knack
part
of
about the whole thing is like Rogue One and Solo, like apart from the sequel trilogy,
Mhm.
like for me, were way better than the sequel trilogy. I mean, Force Awakens started things kind of okay, but then dropped the ball because they didn't have someone to kind of like envision everything and hone everything together, like a
Right.
Kevin Feige. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. And you know
Yeah.
what? It like blessing in disguise that the movies didn't do that great
Mhm.
because they pivoted to shows, and now we have the Mandalorian. And
Big facts.
love it or not love it or hate it, but like whatever your thoughts on Book of Boba Fett, at least
Mhm.
we're finally getting something with Boba Fett,
I can agree with you on
right?
that. I can definitely agree with you on that. I
Now he's
think I
not
think
just
the
yeah, he's not just the shiny bounty hunter in the back that nobody knows about. It's like that guy's really cool, and then that's it. You know?
big facts. You brought up something that's really interesting, and that was when you said that the original story regarding the 1313 game was that it could talk about the underbelly of Coruscant, right? And I
Mhm.
feel like they've taken like that kind of premise to talk about Tatooine and not most Isley, but most I forgot the
Espa,
ones they're in now.
most
Most
Espa.
Espa, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we do kind of get that underbelly kind of feel. So Disney's not completely throwing the whole baby out with the bathwater
No.
regarding some of the concepts. They're just kind of like recycling it. Hey man, well speaking of older concepts that are being recycled, yo, so a patent from Universal could gamify theme parks and possibly be for Pokemon attractions. Pokemon attractions for the Orlando park, and so they're thinking about releasing collectible items that could be used to redeem other prizes, including express passes,
Mhm.
according to the patent. So the interactive token system describes an interactive system that allows guests to collect souvenir coins or tokens and store them in some sort of wearable device. They can then use these tokens to access the special attractions, battling against other guests in other interactive games, and more. Hmm.
It's interesting.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
Like they're kind of already doing that in the Nintendo world in Universal in Japan.
Right.
They're doing a whole augmented reality thing where like of course you have to pay an extra $35 to get the glasses, and then you roll through like Nintendo Land and you do this whole game thing. But I mean, it could be kind of cool, like to kind of heighten the experience of your theme park experience,
Right.
and it
Right.
could play
Right.
in. It could probably tie in with like Pokemon Go, and have something tangible for people who play Pokemon Go to actually have. So. That'd be kind of cool.
I do like that. Yeah, man. It's bringing something as popular as Pokemon Go that's living in a VR space and then bringing something
Hmm.
tangible to it. But the thing that caught my eye the most, and when I used to go to theme parks, I always felt especially when I was a kid, because they used to have these things like these little wrist bands that you could wear that allow you to skip the line. If
Hmm.
you see them at like it was Operaland, not hotel. Operaland was the name of the theme park in Tennessee I used to go to. You see it at Six Flags, you see it at Disney World, and unfortunately for some kids, they can't afford like the higher the higher ticket prices in order to get those bands. So you kind of like stuck at the end of the line. But to get fast passes as a reward of gamifying your experience, I think that's a great opportunity to let kids who may not be able to afford that, like kind of like work for it in a sense. And it could
Yeah,
be just fun.
that would be
You
awesome.
bopping around. Yeah, I think that was a really cool idea. I'm hoping that they kind of stick with that. And if you do take that, of course, the Geekish Network is going to take a percentage. No, yeah.
It's not. Yeah, it's it's a suggestion, and there's a little thing back. If something happens, we have it on film.
Yeah, that's all I was saying. Yeah, we got it on tape. So the system is going to allow you to collect, trade, and even battle character-based items within the park, and can possibly be used for a Pokemon type experience. So the device described could be a theme park variation of the Pokedex, which would
Oh, that'd
explain
be
why it
awesome.
stores a list of your completed collections. Yeah, I mean that's really dope if you really sit there and think about it, because um, all the creatures, the Pokemon that you collect, you can like, battle them on the spot. Maybe how it is in Pokemon Go, where you could go into it as like is it a gymnasium where everybody fights at? I think it's the name
Yeah,
of it. It's a gymnasium.
like gym battles
Um,
and stuff.
yeah, man. Can you imagine how epic that would be, especially if it's like 50, 60 kids and adults, because we know we enjoy our Pokemon as well. Everybody just sweating it out. That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, not only that, man, get some exercise for these kids too, man. Stretch your legs. That was a beautiful thing I loved about Pokemon Go, because we had to really physically get out there and catch these little things.
Actually, like walk out into the world and try. Yeah, it got a little
Yeah.
extreme though. There's some people who are like doing some really dumb things and going to dumb places to get some Pokemon.
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
I remember one of the horrible stories I heard was there was apparently a rare one on somebody's land, and they were and I guess the farmer, whoever it was that lived out there, was like shooting rock crystals at the kids,
Oh my
salt
god.
crystals or something. I was like, what year are we living in? That is legitimately get off of my lawn. Like
That's my Charmander.
exactly. Get your hands off of my
Get your hands
Pikachu.
off my Charmander.
Oh man. Hey, so still speaking of some of these theme parks, Studio Ghibli's theme park is to open in Japan. Okay. So the theme park based around the world of legendary Japanese animation house Studio Ghibli, and please, I think I may be saying that incorrectly, will open November 1st in Nagata, Japan. The company's official Twitter account has announced. So it's going to be located on the site where the 2005 World's Fair was located, about 90 miles east of Kyoto. So apparently, this is supposed to show a lot of homage to some of the anime's more popular films that include Howl's Moving Castle, Princess Mononoke, and Kiki's Delivery Service, which I finally watched not too long ago. It was boring. Not to say that the rest of the stuff wasn't good. I did like some of the other products. Some of the other animes were really good. They're legendary. But whoa, Kiki's Delivery Service was tough. I'm like, she really just gonna deliver these cakes around town for the whole movie, huh? Just the whole movie, the whole anime. Okay.
But she does do the magic, and she tries
She
to like
does.
save her friend who is stuck on that Zeppelin. So, you know,
Are you going? Are you going? Is this a theme park? If you're over there hanging out and you got a little bit extra time and you've just got done catching your Pokemon at the other park, are you going to Ghibli's theme park?
you know what? Most definitely. I mean, I've watched the movies since I was a kid, and like my
Mhm.
nieces and nephews enjoy it now too. And I mean, Hayao Miyazaki and the studio just create really beautiful things. So if they can
Yes.
physically manifest like all those things in the movie and you see it, I think that would be incredible.
Yeah.
Like from I don't know if they'll have like a full moving castle or like the whole onsen from Spirited Away, but if you could just capture that magic and like that sense of wonder that, for example, like the first time you went, anybody has gone into like the Star Wars land
Mhm.
in Disneyland. That's incredible. Like if you can kind of catch that feeling, then that'd be kind of great. And Ghibli has a lot of really cool stuff. For me, I'd
Yeah.
be looking forward to the food because like every time they got
Ooh.
food in the Ghibli movies, they look good.
That is a very good point. That is a very yeah. The food really does have to be legendary, right? Like
Right.
it's got to really be on point. I think another challenge for that, like the visuals, because like those films and those projects are just known for being just visually stunning. So
Hmm.
you would kind of go there expecting that level of visual quality for however they show some of these projects. Big shout out to the man in the sky. Geekish Network has said Harry Potter at Universal is amazing, so I can imagine how it feels for Studio Ghibli fan to experience something like that.
Oh yeah,
Right. I'm glad that
yeah.
there's been previous people that have set the example of how some of these theme parks should go about, going over these specifically themed areas within those theme parks.
Mm.
Man, what was the last theme park you've been to?
Disneyland, and I'm gonna be there again on Sunday.
That's a beautiful thing. And I'm
Because what you call it?
jealous.
It's the Chinese New Year celebration, and the significant other wants to go and collect some collectibles.
Nice. That's a good idea. That is absolutely a good idea. It's more like a present for yourself.
Yeah,
It's the gift that
like
keeps on giving.
they got specialty food, so I'm gonna be there to check out the foods. That's yeah. She can she has the whole rundown, and like she's like, oh, we're going on Sunday. I was like, okay.
You like you? Okay,
So,
sure, okay,
so, sure, as long as I can get to go to what's called Star Wars Land, I'm fine.
yeah. All right, so we briefly went over interactive games turned real. We're gonna go back into the digital space again, and let's talk about how Epic has been like the people's champ for the past year or so, just totally passing out free candy, like free games left and right. They had a really big batch of giving out some of the Tomb Raiders. I think they gave out like all three, if I remember right, all three for free. Some of the other games that they've included and just given away for free include Control, Civilizations 6, Grand Theft Auto, like that. I mean, everybody should have that game by now. It's been around for so long. But so they're saying that they're going to keep it moving. They're going to keep all these free games going, and the giveaways are going to continue into 2022. Man, this seems like the Lord's work almost. How we feeling?
I mean, that's pretty cool. For me, on a personal note, if it keeps more people in and not out there and spreading spreading the virus, I'm fine. Nah, nah. But I mean, that's pretty cool. Like, it brings more people to the whole gaming world and stuff. And
Right,
if it wasn't accessible before, right? Like, they have a
right.
chance to get it now if they missed it the first time. So that's pretty cool. And they make awesome games. Like, I love the newer Tomb Raider series. That it just
Right.
you know it was just so much fun. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. And I'm a little bit of a cheapskate, so free is always great.
There we go. There's the honesty. That's what I'm looking for, because that's what I'm in it for. Yo, give me the free. Give me the free.
He's like,
Hey,
oh,
listen. And
how much is it? Oh, it's free. Oh yeah, all right, cool. Yeah. Bring it.
Yo, it is right on time, because right now the gaming space is very volatile with so many of the major players pivoting and making these big moves. I had nominated for win of the year regarding 2021 the Xbox Game Pass, because it allowed so many people to still play higher end next gen console type games who weren't able to buy the new next gen consoles due to the shortages and
Yeah.
stuff. So now we have oh my gosh, Valve releasing their handheld device that should be shipping next month. So they're a big contender. Sony's always going to be a big contender with just the hardware in general. So I'm loving that all these different platforms are kind of like sharpening their nails, filing their teeth and getting ready to fight for our attention. And we are winning by getting all of this amazing free stuff. Please
Oh
keep it
yeah.
going with that.
Oh yeah. Just us as gamers are just like coming out on top of all of this. So that's just really fun. And it's great.
What's your favorite platform, man? What you gaming on?
I am a PlayStation guy. I've had PlayStations from 1 to 4 now. Haven't gotten around to the 5 yet because there hasn't really been a game that I want to get just yet.
Understandable.
But I am also a very big Sega Dreamcast diehard.
Okay. You'll be a set of my emulators on my machine then. Oh, are you emulated and you got the full blown real?
Dude, the Dreamcast.
Real.
No, I have I still have my Dreamcast set up, and like all my fighting games are on it. Like it's the Dreamcast was an incredible machine that unfortunately didn't get a lot of love out here in the West. Back in like Asia, like that thing survived for how many years, and like a lot of like especially fighting game company, like fighting games period, like came out on it because it was such a great like machine to run all of them. So
yeah, big facts. It was one of the very first machines I actually played until I broke, and that was due to Phantasy Star Online. That game was so dope because it was one of the very first online games for a console ever, and I was absolutely addicted. So much so, I actually told this story before. I'm not gonna go to the full breakdown, but I had my appendix actually rupture while I was playing that game, and I damn near played and died because of a video game. That's how hardcore I was for Phantasy Star Online and the Sega Dreamcast. So I feel you on that, fam. You ever died for one of your games? Huh? Don't ever test my
the next part.
I was sitting there playing like this, doubled over, like, oh, I just got to get the double saber though first.
I gotta get. Like, oh my god. Just let me get to the next part, please.
I know we're running a little short on time, but I want to bang out like one more before we start jumping into crosstalk. And it's a series that I've been really enjoying, and that is Peacemaker. James Gunn, in case you haven't been paying attention, has done a spinoff off of the Suicide Squad. You have to make sure you emphasize the Suicide Squad with one of the more underrated characters, and gave him his own show called Peacemaker. In regular James Gunn fashion, it is very violent and cringeworthy in a lot of different places, but cringeworthy in a way that makes it fun. Is that a thing? How would you feel? Yeah. How would you feel if I told you they're going to get a season 2? Yeah.
You know what? I'd welcome it. As long as they keep the same, like one of the best intros on any show this year. That whole dance number is incredible. Yeah. If they give us another one like that for season 2, I'm all for it. 3, like, you know what? John Cena has been, you know what? Like, he's very endearing. He's growing on me. Like, he's actually... Yeah, he's actually quite funny, like really funny, and kind of holds a little bit of acting chops and makes you feel for him a little bit. I could do without him and his tidy whities all the time, but it's cool.
Yeah, yeah. I don't need to see your deep print every other scene, please. Every time I come on, I'm like this. When I see, I'm like, come on, man. Let me cool.
I mean, like, it's cool to see, and it's like, oh, hey, okay, that's nice. Nice.
But it's so fitting for the character. I mean, it makes perfect sense within the realms of the show that he would do that. Something that I did notice, and that is his ability to improv is really incredible. And I think that's a tribute to just WWE, because they go in there with a very loose script and they just show up and just start screaming at the fans and bashing beer cans on each other's hands.
Like, his comedic timing is actually very, very good. Like out of all of his movies, his comedies I like him more than him trying to be serious and stuff,
Right.
So, and the show itself is pretty good. Like, I don't know her name, but the actress that's playing Adebayo, she is great. She is
Yeah.
great. You know,
Yeah, I think
and
the
she's a
only
lot
other
of
thing that I
fun.
remember seeing her was Orange is the New Black. I think that was like the one that like really broke her out on the scene.
Oh, she was in.
And
Okay,
then
I didn't watch it, but I'll
yeah,
definitely check it out now.
she did a pretty, she did
That and
obviously a good
Vigilante.
enough job. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, Vigilante,
Vigilante is
that's my
solid.
dude.
He's
Especially the last episode, but not this episode that just came out, but the one before that. I was like, yo,
yeah.
this dude is on the home team. I'm a huge fan. Hey, so there's also some additional news that goes with that Peacemaker, and that is that Peacemaker may not be the only Suicide Squad Central TV series spawned by Gunn's imagination, as it was also announced that the filmmaker is developing another spin-off series from the Suicide Squad from HBO Max. However, he didn't go into the details about what character the spinoff would focus on or what it would be about. Only noting we're working on something else right now, another TV show that's connected to the DC Extended Universe. Out of all those characters that you saw from the Suicide Squad, who would you want to see as a spinoff show?
You know what? I mean, I don't know. Idris Elba's character was pretty cool. He was cool, but knowing James Gunn, it's going to be someone like completely unexpected. So it's either going to be the Weasel that was like, it's either going to be the Weasel. I actually really like Polka Dot Man in the movie, but we all saw what happened to him.
Yeah.
But if they just give us like the daily adventures of King Shark, of just him being adorably eating everybody, that would be cool.
Yeah, no, I'm with that. Unfortunately, our cool is gonna have to run out because we are getting ready for the next squad in, and that is going to be Origins Illustrated. So that is going to conclude the new segment for our show today. Thank you so much. Hey, Paulo, please tell the people your socials, how they can reach you, because you, sir, need a following. So let them know how they can get in contact with you.
Well, thank you for having me. You can check out our tournaments at on Instagram on tiger.knee. That's TYGR.KNEE. Follow us there, and that's where our tournament schedules will be. Come on down, have some beer, have some tacos, yell at your friends for throwing a blue shell at you when you're at first. So yeah, come check it out. And yeah, and you'll probably see me around different cons if I ever come out of my bunker here. So
Okay.
come check us out.
Bet. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Hey, shout out to Digital Click for all the creative you provide. You see all these beautiful borders that are surrounding us. They make us look good. And if we look good, in the immortal words of Deion Sanders, when I look good, I play good. When I play good, I make money. Yo, listen, when we look good, we give you a good show. When we give you a good show, you keep coming back for more. If you want that feeling, you got to give Digital Click a call. They will hook you up. GeekBeast, Geekish, GeekBeast projects are also in podcast form as well. So please make sure you hit some of those major streaming services such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and make sure you can check us out in your car or when you're going for a jog. That's one I absolutely love my podcast the most. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're watching it here, and if you're not, it's /the Geekish Network. Click that thumbs up. That's how YouTube knows. We got to make sure we massage those algorithms properly so they can check us out. And of course, click the subscription button as well, bell notifications, so you can get up-to-date notifications on your mobile device whenever we go live. You want to see us live, man, jump in the chat, interact, ask us some questions, because we love to entertain and just, make it homey. Please subscribe. Let's see what else is going on. I'm off the reservation, ladies and gentlemen. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you can link to us and sub to us using your Prime Gaming accounts. Your Prime Gaming, it costs you nothing, but it helps us out tremendously. And of course, push us out on your own personal socials, because you vet us and people come check us out. So the next show coming up, absolutely one of my favorites, Origins Illustrated. Yo, these ladies kill the game. Yo, Courtney, Catherine. I know Claroma is probably right around the corner. Maybe not, but it doesn't matter, because it could be just one of them, and you're going to get game dropped on you. They're legendary. Y'all want to introduce you to Paulo. I don't know if you were checking out some of the show. He's been in here geeking out with me over some of these news.
I popped in for a little bit.
Okay.
All right. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you all.
So you all will be discussing this evening a bit of Spider-Man: No Way Home. One of the things that can kind of bring us all together is something that we found was pretty interesting, and that was a good hat tip and a nod to Tagala representation regarding going into the movie. I, for one, may not be 100% familiar with hearing it all the time, but it was good to hear it and be like, oh, okay, now I'm really feeling like I'm in the mix with some of my favorite characters. How are you all feeling about some proper inclusion done on a big project like this?
I have never been more seen in a movie ever.
Oh,
Like hearing his grandma, his Lola, just like, all right, do whatever, just clean up after yourselves. Like, oh my God, like that's my life. So that was great. The minute that happened in the movie, like all of us in my row, and we're just like, oh my God. You know, we thought we were gonna get it in Raya and the Last Dragon. No, we got it in Spider-Man. So there you go.
Oh, what is it? When one door opens, no, when one door closes, the window opens, or something like that. I think that's the term or something. Something to that effect.
Yeah, they got one. They got one in. They got one in. I mean, they miss Miles, but we'll take it.
I know.
We'll take it. At least we got one fam in. You know what I mean? Like that's we'll take it.
But then again, Miles is going to be coming back with his own movie, and it's going to be incredible.
Spider-Verse.
You know, that's going to be incredible. And I mean, they did kind of set up Miles already with Donald Glover in the first movie.
They did, and that's why I was so hoping that the end credits were going to be Donald with maybe a little young Miles,
like
or
Miles,
just a Miles in a you know, like hops down in an alley with just. You didn't even need to have the kid cast. Just put him in the Miles outfit and then have him like blip away to another multiverse. You know what I'm saying? Like back to his verse. That's what I would have done. I think a ball was dropped, but again, Spider-Man: No Way Home was good fun. I had good fun.
It was for me, it's like the most fun Marvel movie ever. Like out of all of them, like I had so much fun watching that movie, and I'm just gonna say Andrew Garfield was, my favorite part of the whole dang thing.
He stole the show.
Yeah.
He really stole the show for me.
Yeah.
Catherine, you're muted.
Oh, yeah, Catherine can't.
Oh wow, I'm sorry. Hello everyone.
Hey, welcome.
Hey. I never really understood the hate for Andrew Garfield in the earlier versions, but yeah, no, this film was a lot of fun. I still personally prefer Spider-Verse as like my favorite Spider-Man movie, but this was a lot of fun. I just have some questions about like some weird like holes in this movie, but outside of that,
we're gonna get into that.
Yeah. Outside of that, it was good fun. It's basically a reflection of the Sony like Sony Spider-Verse, not all of them, but like the live action Sony verse, and like kind of a introspect of it and a reflection of it. So, sorry.
So we talked briefly about some of the new episodes of regarding Peacemaker.
Oh yeah,
I've not watched today's. I'm 1 through 4.
No spoilers.
But I didn't watch today's.
Well,
James Gunn. James Gunn has said that there is going to be a second one and possibly a spin-off from the Suicide Squad movie. I had asked Paulo earlier if there was a character within the Suicide Squad movie that you would like to have their own spin-off. Who would it be?
I would like to see King Shark, but I think it's going to be probably Polka Dot Man in a prequel show, or it could be multiple characters. But yeah, I'm excited.
I feel like it'll be Rat Girl.
Oh yeah, that too. That's a good
Rat Catcher.
Yeah, or even like Taika Waititi's like the original Rat Catcher with like a prequel, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Has it been measuring up as a whole? Are we surprised? Is it on par? Or are we disappointed?
With what? With Peacemaker?
Yeah, with Peacemaker so far.
Oh, I've been loving it.
I love.
I've been enjoying it. It's been hilarious.
the intro is like great.
Dance. Yeah.
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 It's
I think
a lot of fun.
my favorite part of the dance is that the people that were in like the pilot are part of the credits. Like they had just a guest star and then don't come back again, but they're there. And I think that's my favorite part.
I like seeing like these
And
serious
Eagly.
characters. Yeah. Eagly,
Eagly.
yep. Eagly's great. Oh, man.
I love how it's not really like crisp. You know, not everybody's hitting the beat exactly. You see Peacemaker, he kind of like fudges a couple of steps a little bit. I like that because it adds a little bit more fun and relative, makes it a little bit more fun. And also, I didn't realize that I maybe missed glam rock a little bit, because the soundtrack has been pretty fun.
Yeah.
I think that this is HBO Max's answer to Cobra Kai, and I honestly, I think they're doing it better.
It's kind of funny how they even like reference Cobra Kai in the show, and it's kind of like, and even just like the typographic treatment for like these headlines are very like they match the music, even just the overall tone with Peacemaker having more of like I guess an 80s like, and you know he set up everything like the 80s, and so it all matches really well.
All right. Well, I think we are getting close to giving you all the elbow space that you need in order to inform the masses about all of this amazing comic book creative. You all are going to be going over, like I said earlier, Spider-Man No Way Home. Is there anything else you want to address before we do this quick little break?
No, we're just excited to be back. This is our first show back of the new year, so just happy to chat.
2022.
Yeah.
All right, so you all, for everybody that is already paid attention and logged in, we're going to take maybe like a 5 to 10 minute break, and we will be back with Origins Illustrated. Thank you so much for hanging on and standing by, and I promise you'll be thoroughly entertained. We out of here.
Good night, y'all.
Bye.